If you were to tell me before our visit to Joshua Tree National Park that I would find a unique beauty in something simplistic like rocks and plants, well, before I would say, no way. I always wondered why this park had gathered so much attention throughout the years. How can a desert be so attractive? What about Joshua Tree National Park is so special? Well, we sought to see it for ourselves. Named after these large succulents, Joshua Tree National Park is a national protected space dominated in between the transition of two deserts, the Colorado and Mojave deserts. We made 3 different trips to see for ourselves what exactly about this desert park makes it one of the top visited national parks in the country. We weren't crazy enough to visit in the heat of the summer, so we came during the late fall, early winter, during peak season. Little did we know that even though Joshua Tree lacks that thereof, the tall green trees and large blue lakes that we have come to love and adore at other national parks, this dry landscape would offer a different, unique beauty, unlike anything we have seen before. In this video, we share top attractions found within the park, including visitor favorite hikes, rock formations, and viewpoints. We share the best of Joshua Tree and give insight on how to enjoy this amazing top natural wonder. You may start off like us and wonder, why should I visit Joshua Tree? But hopefully, by the end of this video, you will see why this precious area should be protected and why you should, without any doubt, visit for yourselves. It's true what they say about not judging a book by its cover, and this national park is kinda like that, and we will show you why. But without further ado, we want to welcome you to our guide on Joshua Tree National Park. The beginning of every great adventure starts with an early start. And with an early start in the desert, you can almost always expect cold, frigid temperatures and a beautiful sunrise. And since the Cottonwood Springs Visitor Center doesn't open until about 8:30 a.m., we find that the best way to enjoy a sunrise in the area of Joshua Tree is by visiting one of these 2 things. Number 1, Cottonwood Springs Oasis. Nestled accessibly near the Visitor Center is the Cottonwood Springs Oasis, which is a lush and verdant oasis surrounded by the harsh desert landscape. It's a unique and peaceful place that's definitely worth a visit. There's a small parking lot nearby. A short walk will bring you to the oasis, where you can explore its peaceful surroundings, dominated by towering cottonwood trees and a variety of other vegetation, which includes date palms and various cacti. There is a small spring that provides a constant source of water to the area, making it a haven for wildlife such as birds and small mammals. So currently we were walking to the Cottonwood Springs area. It's sunrise in the morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning right now. It's about a 1/4 mile hike to the oasis. We're almost there. Number 2, the Mastodon Peak Trail. Continuing on the trail from Cottonwood Springs Oasis will get you to the tip top of Mastodon Peak. The trail is relatively easy, depending on your trail conditioning. With its ease, Mastodon Peak is a very popular hike, with the reward of spectacular views at the top. After passing the Cottonwood Springs Oasis, we're walking the Mastodon Peak Trail right now. It's about 1.4 miles as a loop. We've already climbed about 400-foot incline, a little tiring. Here's the view. This trail can be used as an introductory course into the landscape of the Colorado Desert. You will have to climb a bit, but not to worry. The stone is cut into stairs to make your experience just a bit easier. Right here's the Salton Sea. Just remember when climbing to Mastodon, the more rocks you walk between, the closer you are to its peak. Alas, now you're ever closer to Mastodon, and with good timing, the sun is peeking beyond the harsh yet stunning desert landscape. Cottonwood Visitor Center welcomes you to the southern entrance to Joshua Tree National Park. Located within the park grounds, Cottonwood sits on a barren example of just how desolate this area of the Colorado desert can be. Apart from the OASIS and campground nearby, not many people make it this far south, as in 3/4 of the park's guests don't even make it this way. The nearest city or town is Indio, which is over 30 miles away compared to entrances like Joshua Tree's north entrance and 29 Palms east entrance, which are in close proximity to the respective communities. The south entrance is much easier to get in, and every time I visit, I make it through here first and then exit out the north. Picking up and paying your entrance fee is extremely easy at Cottonwood. With a less amount of people, purchasing is quick and much less hassle. Feel free to enter to see the gift shop, learn more about the park, and you can even speak to a park ranger here. While visiting the park, you might think that this garden is quite odd, but for good reason. Though you can see individually smaller Cholla cacti all around the park, this deep concentration in this exact spot is quite fascinating. If you're wondering why and how so many of these cacti are located in this specific garden, I can tell you. In this location on the Pinto Basin, this garden is set right in the transition line that divides the Colorado and Mojave deserts, meaning this area attracts and holds more water, allowing these cacti to grow and multiply. Each Cholla is unique, some small, some over 6 feet tall. Like the Joshua tree, it's another example of the wonders and resiliency of life in the desert. Now let's talk about the trail. A 1/4-mile pathway has been created that winds in a loop between many of the cacti from and to the parking area, but the pathway is just a suggestion. Feel free to walk around off the path and see many of the different sizes and shapes laid all around this magnificent garden. The best way to get to Arch Rock and to Heart Rock is going through the White Tanks campground. After you walk through the campground, you'll see an opening in the area where there's a trail that'll first take you to Arch Rock, and then right after you finish seeing Arch Rock, recommend going a little bit further down to Heart Rock, which is at the very end of the trail. When entering from the south at Cottonwood Springs entrance, you don't really start to see the beautiful rock formations that Joshua Tree is famous for up until you reach the White Tanks campground area. The feel of the Mojave Desert comes out in full bloom here at the Arch Rock Trail and Heart Rock Trail. This rock arch is one of the most visited and photographed rock formations at Joshua Tree. It's rare to find the arch without other guests, and you can see why. Erosion is the great artist in these parts, creating not only formations like Arch Rock and Heart Rock, but others in the park which include Skull Rock as well. This rock eroded down to the shape of a skull and is the most popular formation in Joshua Tree. With its convenience right off the road, it's no wonder why almost everyone who visits the park visits Skull Rock. This penguin-shaped rock is one of the harder formations to find. Penguin Rock has no markers or trails, but can be found in the Jumbo Rocks campground. For one of the best views in the park, the climb to the top of Ryan Mountain is the popular option for adventure seekers who come to Joshua Tree. Starting immediately from the parking lot is the trail, which gradually ascends up to the top of Ryan Mountain. This trail is a steep climb. With the entire trail being at an incline, you're going to want to attempt this climb early in the morning, and it's recommended to not attempt this climb in the summer. So bring lots of water and comfortable shoes for the tough trek. We are at about halfway up the 1.5 mile trail. I'd say about 90% of it is climbing stairs. The other 10% is a gradual sloping trail that leads upwards. So far it's been pretty rough. It's pretty cold. A lot of people on the trail though, that's for sure. We should be at the top pretty soon. About 40 mile an hour winds at the top, from what we've heard. It's pretty chilly. Ryan Mountain has an above sea level elevation of over 5,000 feet. The peak offers excellent panoramic views of the Colorado and Mojave deserts from above. Though tough, this hike was one of our favorite parts of Joshua Tree and a must-do. So we made to the top of Ryan Mountain, 5,427 feet. So it's about an hour to get up here, and the views up here are absolutely incredible. You can see 360 panoramas of the entire Joshua Tree National Park area, Colorado Desert, and the Mojave Desert. Extremely hard hike, well worth it. We stayed up here for a little bit, but it is absolutely freezing. I don't even know if you guys can hear me with all the winds. If you guys can't hear me, I'll add some text or some voiceover. I highly recommend taking this hike if you've ever come to Joshua Tree National Park. It's so worth it. Usually, I would recommend staying up and enjoying the views a little more than we did, but with the strong winds and the cold temperatures, we rushed back down as fast as we could. The Hall of Horrors are a lesser visited area of Joshua Tree National Park. Used by rock climbers, these Hall of Horrors can often be seen with climbers attempting or already at the top of the rocks in the area. If you're anything like us and like to enjoy your time at the park on the ground, then you can take a hike around the area and catch some of the risk-taking, adrenaline junkies climbing. The Hall of Horrors are full of Joshua trees, and from this part of the park towards the west, these mascots of this national park will become much more commonly visible. Now we are off to wander in an area of Joshua Tree that is the most popular and most hiked trail in the park. We are currently walking on the Hidden Valley Trail right now. It's about a 1 mile loop trail inside this little valley, hidden from everything else inside the park. Pretty interesting story here is this is where the smugglers would steal people's cattle, bring them in here because it was a perfect hiding spot. It's a nice trail. Hidden Valley is popular among park goers because of its easily accessible trail. This 1 mile loop is a perfect way to see everything that makes Joshua Tree so unique. You can check off all the top traits that are known to this park in one trail. You can see Joshua trees, cool rock formations, and rugged desert landscapes. Hidden Valley is the best spot to visit if you are short on time, but want to get a great Joshua Tree National Park experience. Just like every other trail at the park, I'd be wary of the temperature here in Hidden Valley, so bring plenty of water. Now we take you to one of Joshua Tree's biggest oddities, Barker Dam. Barker Dam was used as a water catchment area by early cattle ranchers in the late 19th century. Since life in the desert can be quite dry, this dam was essential in raising livestock. Whether or not this structure was able to procure enough water is up in the air. Today, the area has become one of the top hiking trails for visitors. This 1 mile loop trail starts immediately from a large parking area, through a rock gorge, and down into a small open valley where you can see the dam up close. The other half of the loop takes you along a flat landscape with many Joshua trees, perfect for photo opportunities. You can even see petroglyphs on a rock wall made by ancient locals of the area. And the number one way to enjoy your time at Joshua Tree National Park is to check out the view at Keys View. Keys View is the top attraction for sunset lovers at the park. Rising over 5,000 feet above sea level, Keys View offers a panoramic view of the Coachella Valley, San Andreas Fault, and Palm Springs. Conveniently accessed with a parking lot near the viewpoint, you don't need to climb to see these one-of-a-kind views. We recommend arriving early for sunset viewing, since this lot gets full and park rangers begin to close the route when there is no longer parking for sunset. We hope you enjoyed this video on Joshua Tree National Park. Let us know what you think about this video in the comments below. If you have any questions about any of the locations or general questions about the park, reach out to us in the comments. You can email us or message us on social media. To learn more about any of these spots, you can find out more on our website and blogs with all the links posted in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.
Look at all the cactus!
It's right off the side of the road. The only thing that the damn it.
Yes!
And the #1 best way to end your time here at Joshua Tree.